Howdy YouTube. Hope everything is going well. I hope everybody's feeling well. I hope things have been going good for you all and you're all safe and happy. It's nice to see you. Anyway. New video week. New video this week. Something to that effect. I hope you like my wee rendition of Smashing Pumpkins there. It's kind of shit, but it's fine. I like it. Takes me out of my own head for a while, and that's the whole point. So, what we're going to talk about this week. I'm thinking of just like maybe doing some sort of 1 minute exercises and keeping it simple. We do the breathing, you know, the regulation, doing that. The rhythm side of it is really good. Doing them both together is even better. So I'm hoping that you find a benefit from it if you've been watching the channel. If you haven't, my name's Frankie. I am a nurse, a mental health nurse, sorry, and I've been doing it for a long time. My kind of stories on my very first video that I posted, and how I kind of got to be here. I have found that guitar has helped me a lot with stress, anxiety, all the kind of difficult emotions that we go through on a daily basis. But the problem is sometimes we can't get out of our own head, when it's, you know, really stressful stuff that we're going through, and we start to ruminate, and when we ruminate and we can't break that cycle, that's when things start to get more challenging, when we start to find ourselves becoming unwell eventually. So we want to break these habits, these cycles of ruminating. We want to keep our mind active. That's such a big factor. Get those endorphins going, dopamine release, all of the lovely things that our brain can do for us and our brain chemistry. What we don't want is to be sitting ruminating at night and can't sleep, and worrying about different things. So we need to take a break. When we take those breaks, we find that you know, we're able to deal with situations and circumstances a lot easier, particularly when our train of thought is in a calmer state. We're not going 100 miles an hour, what about this, what about that. We're actually taking ourselves away from that for a while, and then we can, you know, build those coping mechanisms and resilience, and we know what to do going forward, hopefully. The idea of the channel is very simple. I'm hoping to use guitar to build a bit of a community where we support each other, particularly in our mental health, especially guys, young guys. We don't, you know, that are struggling by, and we don't want to hear anymore, or we certainly don't want to hear the statistics that we do hear about men's suicide. So the hope is that this will maybe help some people who are struggling. Again, I will go back to, if you are struggling so badly that guitar is just not going to help because you're not going to be able to focus, and you're maybe having dark thoughts, and feeling that life is not worth living, please reach out and get support. You can contact places like charities like Samaritans. You can also contact NHS 24, and if not, then take yourself to A&E. That's obviously in the UK. Okay, so we'll move on. Hopefully, you're all keeping safe and people are checking on you. Check on those brothers. Make sure we text. How you doing, mate? How's things? Definitely could be the difference in taking somebody away from a difficult situation. And equally, if you know somebody that's having a bit of a difficult time, and they own a guitar or would consider getting a guitar, please direct them to the channel, and hopefully we'll build that community, as I was saying. So I think what we'll do is we'll just talk about sort of just little 1 minute riffs and exercises to try and sort of get ourselves out of our headspace. So things that might help, stuff that you could do in the morning for a minute, you could do before bed. That's really powerful. Managing to take yourself away from your head space before bed is helpful and significant. If you're going to bed and you're still thinking about the things that you're ruminating about, the things that are challenging in life, you're not going to get a break. So these are things that you can do before going to bed. If you're finding it difficult in the morning, distraction. It's all about distraction. Okay. So what can we do? We can, for starters, we can stop doom scrolling. I mentioned that in the last video. We've all been guilty of it. You sit there and you start by going on to social media. Before you know it, 3 hours have passed and you've liked so many comments and things, and you're like, where did my life go? Where did my 3 hours go? Half your day's disappeared in front of you. So would be worthwhile not doing that, I would say. You can absolutely put my video on and put that to the side, the phone to the side, and pick up your guitar. That would be really good. If your head's just constantly going, you need to try and get out of that. So let's do we'll start off with maybe a wee riff that most people will probably know. It's a simple one. It's probably one of the beginner riffs that everybody plays, but it's something that you can do for a good minute. Probably never get bored of it because it's super cool, and at the same time, if you're using the breathing exercises, if you're relaxed, you'll enjoy this. Do that for a minute and it will hopefully take you away from your your mindset and your headspace. Probably most of us know that, whether we've heard it on the radio, we've grew up listening to it, or maybe your parents have let you hear it. Talking about the Stones, Can't Get No Satisfaction. So we're playing that, so we are going to the A string. So second from the bottom, this being the bottom. Second fret, hit it twice, and then we're going to hit it again, the 4th fret on the same string, so it's on the same string. So 4, 5, twice on the 5th, and then 5, 5, and then just start the riff over. Play that for a minute. Do it with your eyes closed. Focus solely on the notes, solely on the riff, and see how you feel after it. We could do some rhythm for a minute as well, if there's anybody that wants to kind of to do that. Again, we've got to make it kind of fun as well, haven't we? We can't just, just play random stuff. So one of the kind of riffs that I would say I like, I'm undone. Some power chords, D power chords, and obviously the song doesn't really need an introduction, does it? Let's face it, it's Summer 69, Bryan Adams. Just that interchanging. I think it's a wee bit flubby, which is because I was using. Let's try again. Just jump between those two chords. Very simple and very enjoyable, very powerful, strong. Really helpful. Do your breathing while you're doing it. Do that for a minute, even set a timer or whatever, and see how you feel after that minute. Remember and do your breathing, your nice deep breaths in and out, and just play that over and over for a minute. The whole point is doing something for a minute, and that can take you away from the things that are in your head at that point in time. Now, obviously, this isn't going to solve your problems, okay? But the hope is that, we'll be able to build that resilience in you, and you'll be able to find the coping mechanisms you need, and equally be able to look at, what problems you face and challenge those problems on your own, okay? That's the idea. It's about getting you out your headspace so that you're less worried and more focused. And doing that for a minute on guitar, a simple riff, a simple chord progression, that will absolutely help you take you out of your own headspace. So I find it really helpful. Again, you can be an amazing guitarist, and that's fantastic. But if you're not focused before playing, well, I've noticed myself, if ever I'm not focused and I've not done these things, my playing is even crappier than what it would be if I had done it. I mean, it's still shit, and I'm happy there, but it would be even worse. Another fun one you could do, again, it's just basically, it's just notes. Obviously the intro to the Chili's. If you can play the riff, you know, you could do that for a minute over and over again. It's about repetition. Repetition, again, is breaking that cycle of the repetition that's already in your head, right? So you're repeating something different, you're repeating something that is going to help you as a coping mechanism, and that's the entire concept about the 1 minute repeated riff, or, you know, chord progression, or whatever it is that you want to do. Obviously using the guitar is a great distraction. That's the whole idea. That's why I'm doing these videos. I'm hoping that it reaches people who maybe have been kind of struggling a little bit recently. As I said in all the videos and at the beginning of this one, this isn't designed as therapy. It's not designed for you if you are really, really struggling, you know, your mental health has deteriorated to a degree where you maybe need help, proper help. This is more along the lines of trying to prevent you becoming unwell by using the guitar as a technique for distraction, so that you're not constantly ruminating over and over again, and becoming distressed, because that's what happens. We all probably have went through it at some point, you know, and we will go through it likely again at some point as well. The idea is to let people know you're not alone. Okay, you're not alone in the sense that there's people out there that have probably experienced what you've experienced, and we're here for each other. Okay, when I say you're not alone, that's what I mean. We can be here for each other, and I'm hoping that it reaches the target audience, obviously. I'll try a wee bit of humour and stuff like that in the videos as well, you know, just to kind of break the monotony of my voice going on and on and on. Also, the reason why I play a bit of guitar in between, well, playing's maybe you know, an optimistic phrase, but, you know, I'll do a bit of strumming and whatnot, and hopefully we'll be able to get more subscribers, more people into the channel and the community. If you've tried any of these techniques, as every week, as I always say, could you please do me a huge favour and like, subscribe, and also if you can, you know, just comment and let me know if you've tried any of these techniques, and if any of these techniques have been helpful for you. We can also have a discussion around the where the channel goes in the future. If there's some ideas that somebody wants to bring, I'm more than happy to listen and consider and see where we end up. It's about trying to create a safe space through guitar, and hopefully a good rapport. So thank you again if you've got this far. I know my videos are usually pretty long and winded because I'm a chatty git. I do like to talk a lot of crap, but I also like to listen as well. And reach out if you feel like that's something you want to do. And if not to me, reach out to somebody you trust, somebody you care about. Both check on people and also if you're struggling, reach out to somebody that you care about, or somebody that cares about you, and get that help, and let's get those horrible statistics down. Right, gents, and if any ladies have joined, thank you so much again, and we'll do it again. Thanks. Thanks very much again, and I hope you enjoyed some of the video, and it's given you some sense of a sort of help. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.